My name is Emanuela Harris Ntamarian, and I am an artist originally from Romania, but I currently live in the Bay Area in Oakland. I moved to the States 15 years ago and to California about 13 years ago. And since my relocation, I collaborated with several institutions and organizations, not only from California, but also from the East Coast, as well as from Europe and Australia. While my interests in art are diverse from photography to video, my main media remains drawing. As a Romanian immigrant to the United States, I live in between two diametrically opposed cultures, from a totalitarian regime to a society in which individuality and information are emphasized. I often dwell upon the relationship of my identity to my displacement and the way I have devised to reconcile those incongruous elements. To translate this dilemma formally, my current body of work tackles the dichotomy between containment and liberation by infusing a static diagram with a change that propels it into motion. The elements which I incorporate in my work are borrowed or sometimes paraphrased from different fields such as architecture, biology, Romanian folklores. Two of my personal interests are memory and transformation. The first is memory versus perception. I am drawn to understand how memory works. I quite often regard memory as a selective amnesia guided by changes within us. In finding our personal or collective relationship to the past, I think that there are similarities between methodological process of memory and archaeology. The excavation process inherent to archaeology, in which a marking of space and time is mapped and unearthed, has emotional content and is based upon speculation of what we have not found rather than what we have found. The missing or incomplete parts of our memory comprise the chasm to be filled with new, fluid story, which do not necessarily reconcile with the linearity of the initial story. Thus, one of the tasks will be to find a coherent system to visually answer how the cycle of broken memories or fragmentation, the realignment of memories or condensation, and their dissemination affect our physical intensity and our abilities of free association. The second element which interests me is the idea of movement, which I found to be the currency of our existence. Everything flows. Everyone's being gravity around the dichotomy of past, present, past, future, transfer versus change, progress versus regress, action versus reaction. In physics, motion is described as any movement or changes in position of or place. Translating this rule of physics into our own behavior, we use either mental schematics or maps as a point of reference. While the mental schematics are subject to our personal and thus corrupt manner of storing, connecting, and dissipating information, mapping is based upon an accepted system of proliferation. Although my work gravitates around drawing, I'm also interested in painting, and I'm interested in various media to express my ideas.